Hello there, we will be revising life processes. What are life processes? All of you know that life processes are those processes or activities that are going to take place in our body and they are meant for maintaining life. Maintenance functions of living organisms must go on even when they are not doing anything. If they are sitting, sleeping, still certain activities, maintenance job is going on in our body. These maintenance processes are needed to prevent damage and breakdown. Energy is needed for all of them. Where does this energy come from? Well, this energy comes from outside our body. Then there must be a source of energy. In living organisms, this source is the food, and that is going to be taken in the body by a process which we all know as nutrition. We have studied about nutrition in class 7th and we are well aware of what or how nutrition takes place in plants and in animals. Now, what is nutrition? And what is the importance of nutrition? We will have to recall what is nutrition and we will discuss about the different modes of nutrition. Nutrition is the process which living organisms take in food for acquiring energy, utilizing it to maintain their body for growth, development, synthesis of certain substances needed by the body. What happens to the food that is taken in our body? Well, the food is consisting of complex substances, and this has to be broken down into simpler form by the process of digestion taking place in our body and so that it can be absorbed easily. The simpler substances you are all aware of is glucose, amino acids, fatty acids and glycerol. These are going to be formed after the process of digestion which is completed in the small intestine. From here, these simpler substances will be absorbed through certain finger-like projections which are found in the small intestine. These small finger-like projections are called as villi and they are going to absorb these digested food into the bloodstream. From here, the products will reach to each and every cell. Now, these absorbed digested food is utilized for obtaining energy, building of new tissues, and maintaining repairing of old tissues. The process by which the food is absorbed is utilized to release energy is known as respiration, which we will take up later on. Types of nutrition. All of you know autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition is autos means self, nutrition means nourishment. Carbon and energy requirements of autotrophic organisms are fulfilled by a process which we know as photosynthesis. Now, what is photosynthesis? It is a process by which autotrophs means green plants take in substances from the outside and convert them into stored form of energy. This material is taken in the form of carbon dioxide and water, and in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight, carbohydrate is going to be produced. Oxygen is going to be obtained as a byproduct. The carbohydrates are going to be utilized for providing energy to the plant. The carbohydrates which are not used immediately are stored as starch. And you know, in animals, the part of carbohydrate that will not be utilized will be stored as glycogen. Now we are talking of plants over here. Starch serves as an internal energy reserve to be used as and when required by the plant. What happens during photosynthesis? Well, you are all acquainted with the reaction of photosynthesis in which carbon dioxide is going to combine with water in the presence of sunlight, and chlorophyll will produce the carbohydrate which we know as glucose, and oxygen is obtained as a byproduct as well as water. Now we can see over here the carbon dioxide will be taken up by the green plants, and that is going to carry out the process of photosynthesis. Now, what are the events that occur during photosynthesis? Here we can see there is a leaf. We have cut the leaf in such a way as you can see over here, and there are going to be these structures. We have seen there is the waxy cuticle. We have got the upper epidermis. Below this we have green dot-like structures which are going to be present, as you can see over here below the epidermis, and these green structures are the chloroplast. The chloroplast is going to be green in color because it contains chlorophyll. Now, events that are occurring during photosynthesis. First, the light is going to be absorbed, and it is going to be absorbed by chlorophyll which is present in the chloroplast. Second will be to convert the light energy to chemical energy, and there is going to be the splitting of water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen. The hydrogen is then going to be utilized for the reduction of carbon dioxide to produce carbohydrates. These steps do not need to take place one after the other immediately. For example, we have got the desert plants. They take up carbon dioxide during the night. It is going to form intermediate, which is acted upon energy absorbed during the day. In the above figure, the green dots, as you can see, as I had told you, is going to be the chloroplast which contain the green pigment called the chlorophyll. Now there is an activity which is going to be carried out, because what happens during the process of photosynthesis, carbohydrate is going to be produced, and the carbohydrate that is not going to be utilized will be converted into starch. For this, to ensure that chlorophyll is going to be important for the process of photosynthesis, and small activity will be carried out. Here we have chosen variegated leaves. Variegated leaves are those which are going to contain green patches. There is also going to be another color, as you can see, variegated leaves in case of croton and money plant. The plant which is kept in the dark for 3 days, a potted plant will be taken. It will be kept in the dark for 3 days. This is done in order that the plant is going to utilize all the starch that is present in it. The potted plant was then taken and kept in the sunlight for 6 hours, after which a leaf was plucked and starch test will be carried out for this. For doing this, what will happen that we will trace out the green parts onto a piece of paper. Then the leaf is going to be dipped in boiling water, and it is going to be boiled in order to soften the cell walls. After which the release of chlorophyll can be easy when we keep the leaf in alcohol, and it is going to be heated on a water bath. Actually, the heating in alcohol should be carried out on a water bath because alcohol catches fire very easily, and there should be sufficient alcohol in order to dissolve the chlorophyll so that the starch can be released for the test. After this, the leaf will be taken out and starch test is carried out. You can see over here, this is the green parts. As we add iodine, those green parts that were containing the chlorophyll contained starch, and these starch converted iodine into blue black color. Two potted plants were taken. They were kept in a dark room for 3 days. After that, these plants were kept on a glass plate. A small bowl containing potassium hydroxide was kept next to the one of the potted plants. Then both the potted plants were covered with bell jar. Vaseline was applied on them to make the apparatus airtight so that no carbon dioxide will enter. These plants were kept in the sunlight for 2 hours, after which a leaf from each of the bell jar was taken out and starch test was carried out. It will be observed that the starch test will be positive in the one that does not contain the bowl containing potassium hydroxide, as potassium hydroxide absorbs carbon dioxide. From this activity, we come to the conclusion that carbon dioxide is necessary for the process of photosynthesis. Thank you.